Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial video about how to clean a walleye. Compared to some other fish, they're relatively easy to clean. So let's get started. So after you've made sure that the fish is dead, you want to put the knife behind the fin at the front, behind the gill plate, and you want to cut down all the way until the spine, but you don't want to cut down straight, you want to cut diagonally so that you get as much meat as possible. And you want to do that on both sides before you start to do anything else. Just like that. This part isn't really necessary, it's not really required, but it can be better for getting as much meat as possible. So you put the knife in between the two dorsal fins at the top and you cut back up along the spine towards where you made your first cut behind the gill plate. Once you've done that, slide the knife back down the cut you just made. Slide the knife down the spine a little bit longer, and then jab the knife through the fish once you get to the back dorsal fin where it meets the anal fin. So the knife should have slid through pretty easily, so now you just keep the knife flat against the spine and slide it all the way down to the tail, and then the back end of your fillet should be off. And then what you do, you slide the knife all the way back up and you separate the fillet from the rest of the fish. And then if the fillet isn't completely detached at this point, you can just sort of cut it off, flip it over, and cut it away from the stomach. And so that's part of our first fillet. It's not quite done yet. We still have to do the other one, and we still have to clean this one up. So from this point, you basically do the exact same thing you did on the first side. You go between the two dorsal fins at the top and you cut back up towards your first cut at the gill plate, and then you just go back down along the spine. And then again, you poke the knife through right before the anal fin, and then you just slide it right along the spine back to the tail. And that should lift the back end of the fillet off. And then again, same thing as the first time, you just slide the knife back up the spine. And then if it's stuck on a little bit, you can just sort of slice it off. And then there it should come off just like that. So we're going to get rid of this. Now all we have to do is debone and skin our two fillets. So I'll just throw that out. And now we can do the last step. So the first set of bones that you want to remove when you're deboning the fillet is the rib cage. So you just put the knife, the blade of the knife, parallel to the line where the ribs are, and then you just slice the knife right under the ribs. So as you're slicing through, keep your fingers on top so that it gives a better, cleaner cut. Now it just should slide right off like that, and that's perfect. Now there's just one last strip of bones in the fillet, and it's kind of in the middle. So you just feel for it with your fingers, and you just cut a parallel line to them on either side, just so that whenever you skin it, they're really nice and easy to just pull right out. So this is sort of the last major step, taking the skin off. So you just put the knife, you start at the tail end of the fillet, and you just slide the knife flat to the table or the cutting board between the skin and the meat, so you get as much meat as possible. You don't have to shave any off from the skin. So just keep cutting along the skin until you get to the very end, and it should come off really easily. Like that. And then you just rip that last little section of bones out, and that's your finished fillet. All you have to do now is wash it. So just rip it out with your fingers like that, because you already made the cut. and there you go. And then just repeat the exact same process for the second fillet. And there you have 2 completely boneless, tasty walleye fillets. Now we'll wash them and get ready to eat them. So thanks for watching this tutorial video. If you like this video, let me know so I can make more of them.